What's up? It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
And we're the ops and we're telling it all. And we're on episode 34. Can you believe it?
Three,
L-
four.
Live in effect.
I can believe it. We working hard out here, trying to
Yes, we
find
are.
topics to talk about.
Okay.
I mean, we are. Shoot, let us know what y'all want to hear.
Yes, of course, we have our telephone number and we also have um, the email address. So if you want to let us know of a topic or if you know us personally, just go ahead and send us an email, or either send us a text message, however you want to do it, and just let us know.
That's it. We there.
So, who are you telling on this week, TK?
Man, let me tell you who I'm telling on, and I came up with it because I forgot the one I was originally gonna do, but it really does hit home to me because I'm telling on the people, and I want to call you Karens or whatever you want to call them, that told on the man or that's trying to get the flight attendant fired over this Bobby gospel singer lady. Like, y'all really put this man's job in jeopardy over some BS because she needed to shut what they call the F up. Like, come on now. He did his job based on the fact that she wasn't the only one on the flight. But I was doing some what I call Instagram research and saw that there were flight attendants on there that were very, very upset with how people were reacting to that because that man could end up, getting some kind of backlash or because they apparently issued an apology to this woman I'm the only reason I'm guessing they issued an apology is how he behaved. Now, I will say he was a little crispy, but he wasn't inappropriate and he wasn't out of line.
What's crispy?
When I say crispy, he had to, he was like, I'm telling you, like, look, to continue, if you want to continue on this flight, you gonna shut up, ma'am.
Oh,
This is kind of how he would, what I interpreted as. If I had been an observer in the situation, I'd have been like, ooh, he's zesty and spicy over there. But anyway, it was okay because like she it was acting like some people do, and sometimes it is some of us that act like they don't understand, like they slow, like they turn
okay.
into Forrest Gump all of a sudden when somebody tells them something that is the opposite of what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I am telling on the people that think he was in the wrong for telling her what he told her because I, for one, think like you fly quite a bit, right?
Yes.
So I have in the past. This year I haven't gone quite as many places, but I have flown, and it's a close quarters. Um, Germs are still everywhere. Bad breath too. Halitosis
Okay.
has not gone away. But in these close quarters, why would you want somebody bellowing? Ma'am, congratulations. You did that's nominated, won, whatever happened to you that you were celebrating. You celebrate, you praise on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because baby, you was singing loud. I heard it. You was loud on a plane that's close quarters, and that I really didn't appreciate it. I wouldn't have appreciated it myself. And like, if she don't shut the fuck up, like if I was a passenger, how I can't like I've been excited on a plane before, and I just bothered the person next to me.
Yeah.
I didn't do it with the whole plane. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say I have been obnoxious on the plane. Right after I got married, I was very, very excited. I even left my marriage certificate on that plane. But anyway, we ain't even gonna talk about it because I was showing it to everybody. But anyway, um, yeah, that's who I'm telling on. So I really do. I don't appreciate those people. And the flight attendants unite and get on this man's side and tell him that he had every right to tell her to shut up and hold
Well,
her stuff in.
Well, I like how the people, when she was like, does anybody want me to continue and all this stuff? Like, nobody said anything. And I'm like,
She had just said that they wanted to hear her, right?
yes,
And they,
like, and I'm like, and don't get me wrong, congratulations to her for her, Grammy nomination. I think it was Grammy nomination.
right.
But like, not everybody cares.
Yep.
Like, so
That man next to me didn't give no goddamn. I just got married. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody care. Everybody's not as excited as you. And he was very nice and cordial, but he had every right to tell me, if you don't leave me alone, you know what I'm saying? You know, he had every right to say that to me. And you know, so I don't, Miss Bobby, ma'am. I don't have any problem with you whatsoever, but yeah, I don't think you should have behaved the way you did. Continue questioning that man, further endangering his job because he still got to again tell you shut the fuck up. So yeah, that's who I'm telling them. Who you telling them?
This week, I'm actually telling on myself again.
Oh,
I'll be telling myself a lot.
Cause you bad.
No.
All right.
So this weekend, I was clearly in Alabama because I went to the 50 Years of Hip Hop.
Hey.
Just to see Juvenile. I should actually tell on David Banner, but I ain't gonna tell on David Banner. David getting on my nerves. What I will tell on is the fact that we went to brunch on Saturday. And actually, I'm telling on my friends too. One of them might be watching. I'm telling on her too. Because they let me order shrimp and grits and didn't correct me when I was only trying to order catfish and grits. Knowing that I can't eat shrimp and grits.
It's good there. I had it there.
Yeah, it was really good. But luckily, like, I want to shout out to them. This was at Seasons in Madison. And because even though they brought the incorrect food out, they had, like, the customer service was great because they went and, corrected it and everything without any issues or anything. And so I definitely appreciate that. But it was definitely totally my fault that I decided that I wanted to order shrimp and grits, even though I don't eat it. So I just wanted catfish and grits.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it was probably pretty good. I mean, because I like I said, I've been there and it was pretty good. I didn't have the same experience with customer service that you did, but yeah, I mean, but it was kind of our fault too because we, I think I'm somewhat famous, so some people need to do what the fuck I say, and so I mean I do. I mean that's okay, and I'm dealing with that. I feel that way, and it's perfectly fine. But I was with a friend of mine celebrating her birthday around the 4th of July, and we didn't have a reservation, but we expected to be in there and be seated anyway. So they accommodated us, but they kind of rushed us because they only gave us like a few minutes to sit, and it was weird because I've had that experience, in the bigger cities where they that you got time to eat. Like you need to have your order ready by the time they've been there 5, and then you got you got this many minutes to eat, and you got to get out, and they don't have no problem telling you to get out. But see, I don't like that when I want to be, because we had mimosas going. It had some good. The mimosas was good.
Yeah, I did like a mimosa flight. I did a mimosa flight.
Yeah, that's what we had. All different kind of ones and everything. And that was pretty good. I just, like I said, they didn't do anything particularly wrong to me, but I just didn't appreciate being rushed. And like I said, when I want to parlay.
So did y'all have a reservation?
No.
Okay.
I ain't know nobody need no damn reservation, and none of us, we just had heard about it. We trying to go to the trending spot on a Sunday for brunch. We ended up going to the Hideaway and having a whole much better time and way better food. So, we ate because like I said, they rushed us, but we wasn't done partying. Shit, who the fuck party and kick you with their people in 45 fucking minutes? Like, who the fuck can do that?
Well, that's why it's important to have a reservation.
And I didn't
We had
care.
a reservation.
They should have known that I was in town in Madison and was.
First of all, you live there.
And I do. But they should have known it was me, and it was time for us to get that. But anyway, like I said, food was great. Mimosas were great. I have nothing, everything. My experience was, simply the fault of mine and my group. So I'm just gonna just accept that. But like I said, Hideaway was way much better, less expensive, and it was turned up, turned down for what?
Season wasn't expensive.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't expensive, but Hideaway was less expensive for more mimosa. Hey, boo.
That's how it be. I can't with you. Anyway, we're gonna go to our next segment, which is it's cool when they do it. It's probably when we do it. This is typically a potentially controversial subject topic that has an element of race into it. And this one, it may not be as controversial as many people would probably think, but it has to do with last week the CMAs,
Okay.
and the fact that this was the first CMA that um, black artists, well, black female artists, won Song of the Year.
So yeah.
Tracy Chapman. And
Shout out if you know who Tracy Chapman is and
um,
heard the original Fast Car. But okay, go ahead. Sorry.
and also let's not forget that my girl K Michelle
She
was
performed,
also
didn't she?
performed with Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll, and I didn't know he was. I didn't. Yeah,
He's a rapper.
and that's why I said he's a rapper on the
Like,
CMT. Like
but
what?
now he's like country now. But yeah,
Oh my! You know what? I'm done with that.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know who he was with at first. I think people were saying like he was with like 3 6 Mafia. I don't know him. I just know of his. I heard his name.
My man said he was 39, winning a Grammy of the Year. You know, I'm talking about
No, that
album
was
of the year.
no new artist.
New or whatever. I don't listen to country, but anyway, not anymore. I used to when it was good. Back when Reba and all them was on point. Anyway, we don't talk about it. But yeah, I didn't. He was surprised. His look surprised me. But he said he was 39. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
When it's time for you to hit, you're gonna hit.
So basically, Tracy Chapman, she won the Song of the Year because of Luke Combs' cover of her Fast Car.
Awful cover.
It was a cover.
It was a cover.
So, um, a lot. I think it was last year, and I know they mentioned in the particular article that the last couple of years has been a lot more inclusive. It's not just being like white males. They mentioned that I think Lainey, whatever her last name is, because I can't think of it right now, Wilson, Lainey Wilson, won the Entertainer of the Year, and the last time,
She black?
huh? No,
Laney
she's
black? Okay, sorry, my
no.
bad.
I was just talking about diversity and inclusion. The last time that a female artist won was I think about 11 or 12 years ago when my other girl, Taylor Swift.
Oh
Taylor Swift
God.
won.
That's back when she was country. Yeah, I was thinking of what's that girl Carrie with the
Carrie Underwood.
I took a
Yeah,
Louisville slug of the
yeah,
both. Man,
yeah,
that's it right
Carrie
there, boy.
Underwood.
All right,
So,
that's it right there.
but yeah, so basically, Jelly Roll and K Michelle did a, I guess, tribute or whatever. They did "Love Can Build a Bridge" by the Judds. So
Oh, I
yeah,
love that song.
yeah. So they did that. For whatever reason, I am drawing a blank of the Judd that passed away.
Naomi.
I don't think it was.
Naomi's the mama.
Okay,
Winona.
then no, I know
Naomi.
it's not what. No.
Yeah, Naomi is the mama. That's what I'm saying. So
Okay,
it's
so
Naomi
yeah.
Judd.
So what's the other sister name? What's the sister name?
Ashley Judd is the actress. And then they got Naomi, Winona, and then the Judds was just Naomi and Winona.
No, Winona wasn't.
Girl, please don't tell me about
Hold on.
this time in country. Because now that I do know. Ashley Judd is the sister, the
Yeah,
actress.
she's the actress.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll take your word for it.
Please on that.
Cause
Just on that. Because I know about them Judds, girl. Because I used to think Naomi was one that defied time like we did. You know what I'm saying? Till she didn't. It's okay.
oh
It's all right.
my, what you mean
I mean, I'm just
defied
saying she
time?
started. Her she didn't age like
Oh,
everybody else
okay.
until she did. Yeah. And then she started, I guess, when she got sicker and stuff, I love a little mole on her face, girl. You can't tell me nothing about them Judds.
Okay. Okay then. But yeah, so they also mentioned that Charlie Pride won back in the day in
Back in the day,
1971.
yeah. I
So
forget
other
about
than,
him.
so it appears that other than him and Tracy, no one black has really won. So this this is a big moment for, Tracy, and also for them to include,
Mhm.
you know,
But see,
the
this is the
black
thing though.
people into the genre.
We can't. We got to let them keep this. We cannot come in and take over this because it started with the Hootie. The Hootie
Hootie
when
and the
he became,
Blowfish, Darius
yeah,
Rucker.
what? Well, yeah, the
Okay.
Hootie. That his name may be Darius Rucker, but he will forever be known as the Hootie. Even though they say he wasn't Hootie, but yeah, you the Hootie boy. But anyway, he came in and he made a little segue. They allowed for him, and then your boys and Big and Rich. Is that the one that's got the big tall black man?
Big and Rich.
Is that ain't that one that got the big? Or
The
I
only
got.
no.
Well, I know it's a group that country group that had a real tall black man in it, and
Hmm.
then and he had always had on a little black cowboy hat and clothes that was too small for him, but he then like it's been slowly but surely then kind of a little bit Lil Nas X with his Old Town Road.
Okay.
He revived the old country artists, which we tend
Talking
to
about.
be breathing life into them sometimes, and they don't do the same. But we ain't gonna talk about it. I'm
Well,
gonna
I
skip
think
off of
I
them.
think Billy Ray did a great thing by actually joining that song with him,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
allowed Billy Ray Cyrus to get exposure, and also allowed, um what's the word, gave credibility to Nas X.
Okay.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
looking at Lil Nas X gave him a little credibility because everybody done forgot about Achy Breaky Damn Heart a long time ago. So I don't know about him being the one giving him credibility now.
I mean, like
I'm a,
I think like in the country genre, yeah, because you
but
you have to, like, this is the thing, like, it would be the same as if you were a rising R&B star, and one of the leading R&B artists, or even if it's past, one of the greats, decided to do a song with you. Like, that's gonna help you.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't
let
know if a
let
lot of
Mariah
people.
Carey jump on a song with somebody singing R&B.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Like this is a song that I had just recently found, and that's this year.
Okay.
But Patti LaBelle jumped on the remix with Lloyd on that "Lay Your Head." Have you ever heard those?
Lay
It's
your head on my
about three.
pillow. That
Yeah,
one.
no, yeah,
That
is
one.
it? Yeah, lay.
Okay.
I mean, it's just. I think it's called "Lay Your Head" by him.
Okay.
But that song was alright with him on it. But when him and Patty did like three different remixes, I found them on Apple Music, and you know, I don't know if it gave him no credibility, but I'm telling you that John was a little fire. I was just thinking about the old school, new school mixing,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean I don't know when it came out, but it's three different remixes with him and Patty LaBelle, and it's like whoa, hey, that's a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
A little pep
But
in the
yeah,
step.
I feel you. I feel you on that, on everything. But like, it gave Lil Nas X a ground because if they hadn't accepted him in that community, it would. I don't think he would have had that shooting force that he had behind him.
Yeah, like
So I feel
Old
you.
Town Road, like it definitely had like a country feel to it. Like,
Oh yeah.
country music, to is about storytelling. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she gonna get mad if I say this, but my mama loves some country music, baby.
Ain't no. I
Uh,
used to. I used to. It
she
just
like her some Reba and Dolly, baby.
man.
She like her some Reba and Dolly.
So here's
Um,
your one chance fans that don't let me down. Tell him. Shout out, mom. Yeah, I know that's one of your jams right there. If you fool with Reba right there.
so yeah, but yeah, I definitely think it gives them, credibility, and because I believe even K Michelle, I didn't like the article talking about like rising country, like, and then called her reality star, like she's not like a R&B. I'm just saying, like, she's a R&B star, and
Why do we
like,
know of her R&B though?
I know her. I got all her mixtape. I mean, I
I
got
know.
her.
I mean, you
I
put
got
me
I
on
got
back in
all
the
her
day.
albums, baby.
I will say you put me onto the mixtapes back in the day, and I was, I was like, I feel my girl. She done been through a lot of shit, but I feel my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
she be talking,
like
but and I
she's Tennessee, like she's Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, and
but
she
is her
has,
audience gonna follow her to country?
I'm
And
gonna
you
buy it.
will.
I'm gonna
I
buy
know
it.
you will, but
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
stand
saying, like,
beside her. I'm gonna stand beside her because she sounded good too. Like she sounded
I'm gonna
very
find it on
country.
YouTube or something and listen to it because I did see that she was gonna be performing with Mr.
Well,
Rowe,
it already happened last week. But yeah,
but I can't find it on YouTube.
yeah, it's on. It's
Right, that's one.
Jelly
I'm
Roll.
gonna check it out.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Rowe, Mr. Rowe. I will not call no grown ass man jelly. Goodbye.
But I think people were talking about he was with. They were talking about that something about 3 6 Mafia or something. I don't even know. Like I just remember the name.
I remember they had a big white boy,
He's
but
from
I
Antioch, Tennessee.
yeah. Look, do you remember that? What was it? Dang, come on! Shout out anybody from Nashville or anywhere. What's my boy? What's my white boy name? Haystack. That's what he
Oh,
looked
okay.
like. The big. You remember that guy?
Apparently, he has a song with him.
Haystack for real.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean, well,
don't.
that's who he remind me of. They
Apparently,
might
he
be
has several
cousins.
songs with him. Apparently,
I mean,
you
that's who
sure
he
that's
looked
not
like.
his name? You sure?
That
Maybe.
I don't know. That's why I say he looked like that boy would look now as he is, because he was. But I thought he was older than me back in the day.
Let me find out.
Because we was listening to him in high school. Haystack is a
I don't
rapper
know.
from
A
Nashville.
Haystack, yeah, but he has songs with him. But yeah,
Mm.
but he no, it's not two different people. Way
Okay,
two
because
different
I'm telling
people.
you, he put me in the mind frame. You know how they say we all look. Anyway, that's all right.
They
But
just white
th-
bigger dudes.
yeah, I mean, and who else you see like Bubba Sparks? Like I
So this is
don't.
white bigger dudes, and you like, yeah, that's the same thing. No,
That's
kind of
him.
not.
If it's either big or little, Eminem or Bubba Sparks, there you go, right there, Mr. Roll. There we go.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I feel like the last couple of years, like I said, more and more, you know, black artists have been featured. I think I want to say Alabama Shake may have been on the CMAs last year. I want to say
Damn, well, I
that,
thought that was a gospel group.
but I could be wrong. But I feel like it may have been Alabama Shake that was on there last year. But
Yeah,
anyway,
me. And I'm not from Alabama. I live in Alabama, so I should know that, but I don't know them. I thought that was a gospel. Ain't that the name of the gospel group? Them old men? No.
no, this is
Okay.
no, no, no,
My bad, dogs.
Let me see. I feel like they were on the CMA Awards.
Alabama. I'm telling you, it's big and rich.
Big and Rich is two white guys.
Mm. That's what we're talking about. Two white guys, man.
Alabama Shake is not two white guys.
Ah, that's the blind. That's a blind man from Alabama. Hold on, blind buds of Alabama. Hold on, let's see.
This is a group out of Athens.
And it's a gospel group.
They are actually they're rock. So no, they probably were not at the CMAs, but they're rock.
Alabama
They're
Shake is a
southern rock,
gospel.
blues rock, garage
Gospel.
rock.
Gospel in the South. That's what that is.
No, no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Agree to disagree. Alabama Shake.
You don't even know who it is.
It gospel.
They're not gospel.
They are a gospel group. They're saying they might be that rock gospel, but it's gospel.
Okay, whatever.
You know what I'm talking about? They be in there. For God, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. It's like I know a guy that I used to work with that does that type stuff, but I think that's what they are.
No, it's not. I just told you what they are.
Rock gospel.
They are okay. Forget you. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not.
Well, congratulations, black people, on being accepted at the CMAs. I guess that's what we've been waiting for our whole lives.
It's not like some of these people, like K Michelle has literally been wanting to, sing country music for a long time. She has the twang and everything.
And it's, I mean, it comes from us. Like they, in order for us to let them to let us back in it, they're gonna have to admit that it comes from us. It comes from blues, which originates with us. So it's hard for them to accept that fact. And that's
Well, like I
definitely
said,
got to
the
put
article mentioned it has traditionally, for a while, has
bluegrass.
been very, white male oriented, and
Hmm.
they apparently, I'm going to call them people the Jonas Brothers. They are not called the Jonas
Oh
Brothers.
God.
They are not called the Jonas Brothers. What's
What
their
brothers you
name?
talk? The Oak Ridge Boys.
I think
No,
Osborne Brothers. Osborne
mm,
Brothers.
no, I don't know them.
One of them apparently came out. Brothers Osborne, that's the name.
Oh,
Apparently, TJ came out 2 years ago as gay and everything, and he's been accepted as well. So
within
doing
the
a lot of
community.
doing the country
They on the
music.
upside. They on the upside. They trying to be on the right side of history. That's okay.
So
That is
they,
okay.
so yeah, so
Country.
they doing, they're changing. Um,
It's a young black man, young light skinned fella that is a country artist that I heard on TikTok. Now TikTok is exposing by in a good way
yeah,
a lot of people and their talents. And so, I hope that we're more to like because I like the song a little bit, and hopefully he can be seen as an excellent country artist, not an excellent black country artist, because that's where we're headed. You know what I'm saying? We're headed to now being she's the first black woman. Now he's going to be the first black man to get a artist of the year. You know what I'm saying? Next year or whatever. So
mm,
I just if it's gonna be a true acceptance and a true integration, um, just let it flow. Like these kids nowadays, their music selections are their music tastes are so eclectic and different, with all different types of genres that like there could be a whole different genre of music that comes from these young kids.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm excited about it. Now, like I said, as far as spending my money and purchasing and listening to, hey, I may or may not, but I'm glad that it's there for people that want to express themselves that way. You feel me?
yeah. You mean like the country music, or
I
just
mean,
different musics in general?
let me tell you what. Once they outcast Shania Twain, I was done with the country music industry because that was my girl. Faith Hill. Let's give a shout out. These are people that I like. And then I haven't really been able to get back into country music. You know,
Mm,
and then every now and then that one come out want to be racist, and then they come out with a little five song that I like, and I can't listen to it because he wants call us the N word, and stuff like that. So I have a love hate relationship with country music because I am from Tennessee, and I know Nashville is the music city, and it's in my heart, it's in my blood. But
oh,
the storytelling part of it is where I'm at. This commercial crap that they're putting out today. I mean, I'm just sorry, I'm just not into it, and I don't think I have to be. But you start bringing some brothers and sisters around, you know, like the dude made a pretty, I'm gonna say decent song. Like, of course, I'm gonna take Tracy's
who?
version all day.
Oh,
Luke,
Luke.
whatever.
Okay.
Excuse me, but I'm gonna take Tracy's version all day. But he knew that he had a winner in that song, and I'm glad that she's being. I'm only just glad that that people are coming out and she's being appreciated again.
Yeah,
Like,
well, he's a Luke. Apparently, Luke Combs says that that's a song that he's always heard and always sung, and he wanted to basically remake it.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and she sure does too, because she won an award for it. Or was she just nominated for the award
No,
back in the day, or did she? Yeah,
oh,
she
I
was.
think she won a Grammy. I think she won a
Yeah.
Grammy for the song as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Cause that was it
So
right there. I used to want to play that acoustic guitar like Tracy. You know what I'm saying? Woman of fast car. You know what I mean? Hey, that was
okay,
it right there.
do you
I'm gonna
play
do
the
that
guitar?
karaoke. I tried to learn, but no.
Okay then.
I'm not patient enough because anytime you take a lesson, this with piano as well, they want you to start out, oh McDonald, and Mary had a little lamb type stuff. I'm here to play Bon Jovi, bitch. I am not here to play Mary Had a Little Freaking Lamb. You know what I'm talking about? So I
So
would
you
get
don't believe in
impatient.
learning the basics.
Well, listen, I believe it's necessary, but for other people, like I want you to show me how to play "Living on a Prayer." Boop, 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 boop. You know what I'm talking about? I want that's what I want to be playing out here. Do you
Okay.
feel me?
Okay then.
The, they won't talk about you got to play the scale and Mary had a little. You know what I learned how to play on the scale? Go tell Aunt Rhodey on the recorder in the fourth grade.
Okay.
That's when we playing scales on the recorder. I got a guitar, like my mama say. She says it to be funny, but I got a guitar. I want to play songs. I don't want to play scales. All right, but that's my fault. Again, I can own up to what's my fault and why I don't know how to do something.
Okay. So we're moving on. Um, this I'm gonna read this on here. It
Mhm.
says, "Am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't raise his child in my house? I'm 27, male, have had dreams of being a homeowner for as long as I can remember. I've actually started saving for a house since I was 18. I bought a 3-2 house, so 3 bedroom, 2 bath house 3 years ago. And
Right.
while it's not the best house, I'm beyond blessed to own my own home, and ownership is everything I've always hoped it would be. To be able to come home and have everything exactly where I left it, to be able to play video games all day and have no one to tell me otherwise, it feels like I'm free and in control of my own life, which is all I've always ever wanted. About a year ago, my older brother, 36 male, and his wife, 30 female, asked to move in with me because while they can afford rent, they do not want to pay $2,000 a month for an apartment. While I did
Who
not want them
does?
here, I reluctantly agreed because I can't tell my own brother that he can't live with me when I have 2 empty rooms in my house, knowing he would let me live with him if I had ever asked. And I was also fortunate enough to have while family to live with while I was saving to buy my house. I do not charge them any rent or ask for anything, but they give me around $400 a month to help out. My brother and his wife have hmm, my brother and his wife had been trying to conceive a child for a long time and are finally successful in doing so. They are expecting in a few months. While I am extremely happy for them, I also do not want them living with me. I did not buy my house for them. I bought it for me. I did not sign up for having my living room filled with baby toys and having my gaming room turned into a kid's room. I did not sign up for my fridge being full of milk for a kid that isn't mine.
Breast
This
milk.
leads to today, where I asked them to move out before the birth of their child. They were both extremely offended and hurt that I told them this. My family also seems to think it is wrong of me to ask them to find their own place when they are expecting a child. Am I the asshole for asking my brother to move out? What do you think, TK?
I am in total agreement with this young man and how he feels because, and I do think, like, until I read, like, listened to Will Smith's book, I didn't understand how family can, be. But you want to take care of your family.
Of
Everybody wants
course.
to take care of their family, make sure that they're good and everything. But this man been saving for how many 18-year-olds start saving for a house? Now back in our day, none. Now these kids saving, they start saving in middle school, and they talking about bonds and stuff in freshman year. But anyway, but I agree with he. This is what he wanted, but you kind of want to be in your own when you're doing that. Like my brother could probably the brother himself could have probably stayed as long as he wanted. But now you done bring a chick with you. I ain't got no chick to live here with me. But now you gonna bring a chick in here with you that's making decisions and having opinions and things like that too.
No,
That's
the
bad
wife
enough.
was already there. The wife was already there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But they come together.
of course.
So it's no, because in the ultimate end of it, your wife gonna have the last say. Like if me and you get into it, you're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna take this out of my wife and this that. No, it's not gonna work. See, those bring uncomfortable situations. Now, as much as y'all living in my house, pay me $400. That don't cover nothing. And why wasn't you saving? Why wasn't you saving for this baby? Y'all should want to have your own. You know what?
Exactly. They should want to have their own.
I I'm very upset at the situation because this man now would have to give up his game room. He said, game room. He got a whole room in the house he been saving for since he was 18 that he has dedicated to himself. And where the baby gonna have to go? He gonna be am I the asshole if he say nah, the baby got a bunk in there with y'all. This is my room. So the only way he can even save face is to tell him to get the fuck out. Because if you do come here, it's gonna be all bad. Because if I have to pile up my game stuff in a whole nother room, it don't work like that. If you have a whole game room set up, you have it set up. You got certain outlets and pulleys and things coming together to bring your stuff to fit exactly how you want to play it in your game room. Now, when you just have it hooked up to the TV in the living room or the den somewhere, you can easily unhook it and move around and play. But when you got a whole room set up, sir, you are not an asshole for this. The woman is the reason why he's like, why are you making us move? Because she's looking at it financially.
Why are you blaming people that ate said why?
Kim, come on now. You know good and well it's the woman saying, why is he talk to your brother? Why is he make? Because the man probably want to get out. Because he don't want to see himself. He don't want his brother to see him getting punked by him, the wife and the child.
But you making up stuff.
Well, I love to make up stuff. Like you can't tell me
that's not what I read. Like that's not what I read at all.
This is what you call projection based on suggestiveness of the information received. So you know what I'm saying? So it's her like, what? Talk to your brother. Why is he telling us we have to leave? And he's like, well, because it's his house, babe. Well, babe, we don't have enough money saved to. No, I'm on the side of the man that wrote the article, and I feel him reaching out to people because sometimes you need people to tell you that you're doing the right thing. Because when it comes to family, you can't do that all the time. It's hard. Now, I'm not saying that I could do it. I'm just saying, you know, like if it was a situation where it was reversed, I'm probably gonna be a punk ass and be like, man, y'all can stay here for 2 years, but after that, y'all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But I feel him on having the nerve to stand his ground. You know, because I'm gonna choose family first. I ain't finna put my folks out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about me. But the question was, am I the asshole? No, sir. You are brave. Stand up for those of us that are punk asses. Okay. All right.
So for me, like, I have this set up. Like, I have 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like, and also a loft area. Unless something happened, nobody's staying with me.
Right.
Like, especially not my house. Like, people stayed with me in my apartments because all else fails. Like, my apartment complex, and I just didn't have to sign the lease no more, and you had no choice but to go. Which I didn't have any of those issues, but when it comes to your house, like, people have squatter rights. Like, then they become tenants. Like, it's just too much going on for me to just let you come and just stay. Like, if you truly needed to or something like that, that's one thing. But just because you don't want to spend $2,000 and y'all got potentially two income house, and it's just one me, and only thing you want to pay me is $400 because you don't want to pay $2,000.
Right.
And I would be like, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm gonna honestly say, I think when I read that part about I don't want to pay $2,000, I was immediately not on their fucking side because don't nobody want to pay $2,000 for rent. But that's the going rate nowadays, and that's awful. But nobody wants to do that, and it's two of y'all.
And that's the thing, like, it's two of them and there's only one of him, and then, like, all you're doing, like, I'm not sure what city, I don't know, or anything. I don't know what the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, none of that looks like. However, what I do know is that $400 is probably not covering much at all. Speaking of, like, light bills and all this stuff.
There you go. I was just going to say
light bill, cable, water, like,
light bill,
potentially gas. Like, no, what is your $400 is not, like, don't get me wrong, he probably happy to get the $400, but at the same time, $400 ain't covering much of nothing.
He taking $400 because he thinking they saving for their family and the house they finna get out of his.
Well,
but no. He said they could have paid. He said, I think I read. He said they could have paid him more and he could have taken less or something like that, because it wasn't about that. It was about that I'm being there for you, but you got to have a plan. If you not, if say something did happen and I had to come stay with you for do you know how how quick I'm gonna get the fuck out your way? Like
Baby, you know how quick you gonna have to get out.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the one thing that you know, right? You see what I'm saying? You know that. Like I can't just be just he just I'm just chilling. He ain't charging me 400. I'm gonna kick back and stay. No, that's wrong. And I think that's what he should feel disrespected about is because that's crazy.
Well,
Like
people in the comments were saying like they believe that the brother intentionally moved into his house to try to basically get his house. To be like, oh, we have a family now. You should let us just stay here and get your house,
get you
and
another
then
house.
like you move somewhere else or something like that. And this is my thing. Like the brother is older. I think
Yes, that damn.
significantly older
Oh, I didn't know
than
that.
like I think
I thought it was just a couple of years. He said he
no
was 36. He was 36, I
no,
thought.
he's 27 and the brother is 36. So like nine
Okay, so
years.
I
So
saw
that's
36.
significantly older to me.
True.
9 years is significantly older. Um so
And you got a wife.
yeah, so it's like they didn't do any kind of planning and like, okay, where's this $1,600 that you have been saving? Since you haven't been and
Cut,
since you
cut,
could have afforded the $2,000
2000.
and you
Exactly.
only
He just
paid the
didn't want to.
400, so where's the $1,600 that you've been saving? And it could possibly be, they used it on IVF and stuff like that since they were trying to
I
conceive.
was just gonna
But
say
at the
that.
same time, like if you're trying
That
to
ain't his
conceive
fault.
and you're trying to do all of this stuff, don't you want a proper place for your kid to stay? You would think you would want stability. Now, a lot of people don't want stability and they just okay with living with people to people and people to people. I'm not okay with it, but some people are. And
I ain't.
and you don't necessarily know everybody's situation, but if you can afford 2,000 and you just don't want to stay and have an apartment because you just don't want to pay the 2,000, well, whoop the fucking
That man
like
said.
I don't know what to tell you. Like
That man said. The brother said, I don't want to pay $2,000 for rent.
because like this is to me like this is not like a situation where somebody you know house or they went through a divorce and or financial ruins or lost a job. Like these are not even traumatic situations that you could be like, okay, I seriously need to be able to help somebody out. I believe I can help people out in those situations, but just because you come into my house talking about you don't want to pay, baby, you by the time you get through paying
You
a lot of this stuff at my house, you're gonna be like, I need to just have my own place. So I'm gonna be spending this kind of money because you can't be here for free like that. It just ain't gonna work. Mm-mm. And then y'all two people.
Two. That's all I'm saying. Look, brother, I love you. And like I said, it would have been a whole lot different if he had said, my brother lived with me and he done got somebody pregnant and that child would have primarily been with the mama anyway. So it's situational. So no, he's not an asshole. And he's literally asking because I think he was concerned because it's like, look, man, we're not gonna do that.
And then like you have to also understand like a person, not everybody wants kids, one. And then you got a person that's literally 27 that's still probably out here wilding out, still in the streets and stuff like that. The last thing they want to hear is a crying baby at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning that's gonna be waking them up.
Right.
Like, let's just be for real.
And that's waking him up, calling from his game room that he had to give up. And now the baby won't let me sleep.
Exactly.
Shut up. Shut up. Everybody shut up. That's what I say. Everybody shut up. Think about it. If it was you. That's all he would have had to say. Think about it if it was you. Like, I ain't even 30 yet. I ain't even got these problems. Like, sir, you can you may not want to, but I don't think no parent want to pay bills. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you're gonna have to do for your family. That's bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, my cousins got families. I'm pretty sure they would love not to have to pay no bills. They don't want to neither, but they do because they got families to raise.
Now, some people in the comments were saying that like maybe he was kind of being assholish because he waited until a few months before the baby is to be born. But this is my thing. I think like if you're planning like that, then you should be planning completely. Like
Right.
you should be
That's
planning
what he thought.
your home. You should be planning all of this and not just like thinking that you're still gonna be there, because most people will want that.
Right.
Like if you already had a child at home or something like that, that's understandable. Like, but I just don't see a 27-year-old man at that being like, yeah, let me get waken up by a baby at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning by a screaming baby, or let me have to, I don't know what he worked at. You may work at home. Now I got to deal with a screaming baby when I'm trying to take meetings. Like, it's just a hot mess. It's a hot mess of a situation. And the fact that the brother would even, and then, like I said, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying age is everything, but come on.
He put him in a
If
bad
anything,
situation.
he's supposed to be living with you at this point. If he needed a place to stay, not you bringing in like and thinking you gonna bring in a whole family. Listen, there is some of my family members that I would literally help out,
And
but
then
some of that help out may be like, you know what? Let me give you some money towards your rent somewhere else.
ain't it? Then they don't wait they 6 weeks. They turn into a whole nother pregnancy. No, get out. Get your ass out my house, sir, with your whole family. Your whole family got to go. It's not just you, so don't take it personal. Your whole family got to go. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Cheers.
So I was like, this is whew, that's a rough situation. Like any family
Mm.
members that are watching the show, don't ask me. Don't ask me. You know what? I got a cabin that you can stay in potentially, but my
Mm.
house, no, no, mm-mm,
I feel you on that.
no,
Nope.
uh-uh.
I ain't got time to
I
wait.
don't even want you, and I don't even want you paying rent. I don't want you paying no rent here, because I don't want you here. Like that's the thing. I don't even want you here. Like,
Long as y'all stay out of my room, y'all can be there. I got a room there. That's my permanent room. Y'all can have any other room in the house except for mine.
first of all, I think everybody is claiming the same room, and so yeah.
They don't. I mean, that has no concern. I have no concern whatsoever about that. But yeah, so yeah, that's y'all can have it.
But
Do
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, it's just an awful, like, yeah, sometimes you got to plan stuff. And like I said, it's one thing if you were in a financial situation that you can afford to live on your own or something like that. But like, this is a person that's completely entitled with a whole family. And it's like, I don't want to pay. You got a
I don't
house
want to
that
pay
got so many rooms. Why can't I just stay at your house and continue to pay $400?
because it's mine. And 400, man, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna wipe my ass with 400 and get back to you. I'll tell you that right now, because ain't nothing I can do with 400 on at least a $2,300 mortgage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least. I'm telling you. 3-2, he paying me $2,300 in mortgage. You give me 400, I ain't doing a fucking thing. So you're welcome, sir, brother. I love you. I will see you at Thanksgiving at your house because everything
Exactly.
is cut out right now. And congratulations on the baby. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look like one of y'all. All right, that's it. So back to my man. No, sir, you are not an asshole. Your brother is an asshole for assuming that he can bring him and his whole damn family. Because they ain't gonna stop making kids. Because you would be the what they call that the what they call it when somebody got a drug enabler.
Oh,
You
okay.
are the enabler to this man continue to make children with this woman and stay in your house if you let them stay. So
Yeah. So, we'll go ahead and go to our last one before we go to the ending of the show. So, the last topic we're going to talk about today is Jeezy sat down with Nia Long. Yeah, Nia Long. And he basically said that, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically saying that, like, when he's in a deep dark depression per se, that that's when he definitely needs like a black woman by his side to help him. Is that how you took it from the TikTok? Is that how you took it?
No,
Okay, you
no,
took it totally different. Okay,
yeah.
so what he say to him?
This man said, okay, when you're going through the things that you're going through in life, when woes bring you down, right? You need the help, you need the love from your sisters. And he couldn't really say sisters and brothers because that would have sounded crazy. He didn't say anything romantically about like I need to go out and hook up with these black women, I need to come back to dating my sisters because I had a bad issue with this out of my race woman. He said simply that he needs the love of his sisters, and I can honestly say I think he meant brothers too, because that's what builds you back up. But it is true that in past, and I'm gonna say in past because it's the whole past, like from not this moment to all the other ones before this,
Yeah,
black women have been there to console black men, and it's not going to change. That's what we've done. That's what we've been there to do. But they've also been the same ones to beat them down as well. And when I say beat them down, it's not so much beat them down
like
intentionally, but
physically. Yeah.
it's to hold them accountable for things that other people wouldn't hold them accountable, make them stand themselves and hold themselves accountable for. And that's what it is. So when they need that chastising, when they need that corrective action, when they need to get back right, yes, they come back to the council. I would say, I wouldn't say always say the bedroom, but I would say they come back to the council of the black woman, and that's what they need. Not so much to be beaten down for dating outside of the race, which is what most times usually happens, but just like I need you to let me know that I am worth it, because for whatever reasons people have for dating interracially, it's not always, they're not always able to be 100 complete transparent with that other race because they don't quote unquote understand, and that's on both sides. Like he's dated the
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 non-black
the
people, non-black women.
I want to say that the she's Asian, Jenny May or Maya, whatever,
Came
is
out.
Asian, but
Mm-hmm.
the first lady was, you know what I'm talking about? She was
What
that.
the is
You know what I'm saying?
that? I don't know
That,
what
but she was
that is.
Mediterranean. Let's say
Okay.
Mediterranean.
Okay. I'm like, I
All
don't know what
right.
that is.
So she definitely cannot relate to, like, when they're hurting, when they're down bad, when they're not feeling it. Like he's literally said depression. Like I feel him not being able to go to her, Jenny, in that situation and get the comfort that he needs. Not
But
that
but but why can't you go to a person that you love and you married to comfort you? Like, to me, that seems.
it makes you marry him for the wrong reason.
But I'm just saying, like, it seems like you will want to be vulnerable with that person. It seems like you will want to be, and that person will want you to be vulnerable with them, that they can talk to you and deal with you through that.
But that don't
Like,
mean it can happen. I mean, trust me, I'm
like,
not
cause,
speaking from experience.
cause I feel like race shouldn't be a factor. It has to do with the person, because I
Mm,
feel
not
like
always.
I feel like you could be a cold-hearted black person just like you could be a cold-hearted white person or Asian person. So, and close off to feelings, or close off to like accepting someone being vulnerable with you and stuff like that. So I don't really necessarily think it's a race issue. The thing about it to me is people people were making comments about it, and I kind of agree with them to a certain extent. I have no issues with interracial dating or anything, marriage, none of that. What I do have a problem is when certain black people get into trouble or have some kind of situation and they run back to black women. And my issue with that is the fact that everybody keeps wanting black women to be strong and always wanting black women to be strong. Black women tired of being strong. They tired of it. Some of them are sick
But
and
that's
tired of having to shoulder everything. the whole black community be on black women. That's a heavy burden to like lift
But
up.
it's not something that you have to do. You don't have to take on that as what he's saying is like I'm pretty sure it's a black woman that raised him. I don't know his childhood. I don't know his life. I don't know.
I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But he had a tough upbringing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all childhood trauma. Like he know that's where he got the best and the worst of himself is when it's from a black woman. You know what I'm saying? As far when I say that, I mean he was comforted by that black woman, but I'm sure he was also chastised by that black woman. And you know how you tell like you always young men are always going to defy their mothers, and young women are always going to defy their fathers, right? So you look at it as when he said what he said. This is what I took. Like I said, I heard the clip and the clip only, and he wanted to talk to Nia Long instead of going somewhere else
Yeah.
because I don't know if they grew up together because she's from Atlanta,
He don't think he
right?
from Atlanta.
He is from Atlanta.
I don't think she from Atlanta. Let me look
I
it up.
think I thought Nia Long was well, maybe not, but anyway. But I know they had some kind of history, not romantically. So it is, but like no matter what relationship I get in romantically,
She was
I'm gonna
born in
always.
Brooklyn, by the way.
Oh dang, okay. Well, maybe not. But she moved to Atlanta to start her career. Was it not, or was no? She went to Hollywood. I don't know. It was something I remember about her when she made Made in America with Will Smith and Whoopi.
Yeah,
I was
looks like
bleeding
she
the person.
was. Looks like she grew up in California. So
Yeah.
no.
So no, I don't know then. But the way he said he was looking to only come to her because she know him, I figured, there was something that they shared, but maybe not. Maybe they just met in passe,
And he's
with their
actually from
famousness.
He was born in Columbia, South Carolina, by the way.
But
Just
he
one.
wasn't raised in Atlanta
Um.
because he claimed a side of Atlanta.
Apparently, at one point in time, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
obviously know nothing about these people. But yeah, I just think that
Oh
we
yeah,
are the only
he
ones.
did relocate to Atlanta. Yeah.
So we need to it's like okay, so I mean, people might think I feel a certain type of way about interracial dating. I really don't. I really want people. I believe in love over everything.
I do
So if
too.
you find a person that you love, and they may not be in the same race that you are, then that's fine. I just don't think it's possible, and that's just speaking from my aspect, because I have dated outside my race once, and I just did not feel like that person could understand. I mean, there's no malice or anything. I just didn't feel that person could understand me as a whole. And when we would have discussions, there's certain things that you're looking at that I'm not looking at, and I just feel like it's not such from a disrespectful angle. It's just that you don't have that full understanding, and I just don't feel like we can have discussions about stuff like this, especially with stuff that's happening in the news and stuff with police officers and things like that. Because I had attempted to talk to someone else outside my race that was in law enforcement, and that wasn't
Mm.
going to work from that wasn't
I
going to
should have
work.
told you not to do that, baby.
Not law enforcement so much as police, but like they worked with troubled youth,
Okay.
and she was real, and it's just like we just had so many disagreements about situations. Like in the town that she lived in Georgia, there was a killing of a young black man by a police officer, and we definitely I mean, that was ultimately what ended us even communicating because there was just so many opposing things about it. And when what shocks me about them is that they can't understand why we feel the way we feel. And I'm listening to a book now that's telling me why that is, why they don't have the ability to understand why we feel the way we feel,
Why
and
that is, why they don't have the.
and that just is what something that's
Mhm.
that just throws me off. Like, why would you have an opinion on the reason why we feel the way we feel? And
Yeah.
that's and since I can't understand that, maybe one day I will. There's going to be a wonderful person out there that's going to be able to explain to me why they should be allowed to feel the way they feel, at the same time understanding why I feel the way that I feel.
Yeah.
So, and until I find that person, it's we're gonna always be on the outs about certain subjects. And I just feel like that if I need to, the people that can tell me about myself and how I'm being are my own.
And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that another black person wouldn't have a very similar experience to you
Mm-hmm.
to understand you. What I'm saying is that in my mind, if you love a person, you should be able to be vulnerable and talk to them, and they should be able to help you out of those situations. Now, there's going to be a lot of aspects that they may not be able to, but that would be the same way that if you were to be with someone that's black, that has a different background, that has a different socioeconomic status, like that has so many, different education, it's a lot of things that could make you also polar opposites as well. So yes, they may have some similar experiences, but she's obviously, Jenny Mai is obviously Asian, so she's a person of color for that matter. So she's a minority. I know it's more close proximity to white and everything, but um, you know, I feel like that doesn't necessarily discount it. The issue, like I said, to me, is the fact that to me, not black people, black women are completely like the backbone of black families and the black community. And I've always said this. Who do the black women run to when they need support, when they need love, when they need to, get out of depression, when they need all of this stuff? If they don't have their other sisterhood or anything like that, they typically cannot go to black men. That's not black bashing black men. It's some black women they can't go to either. So I'm not bashing I'm not bashing the men or the women. I'm just saying that like a lot of
I
people
don't think
or
it
a
always
lot of
has to
women are
be.
having to be strong in these situations or having to be the backbone and having to do support this, and then like if you don't or you can't, then you're seeing like you're not being helpful and you're not about the black community and the black unity and all of this stuff. But like, who do they run to?
Well, the thing about I think what people are counting on is that it happens at different times. When the black man is hurting and the black woman is hurting, there really is no one else to turn to but each other. And then it's just the vulnerability part of it is that you're going to be talked about either way.
Mm,
Like you don't want to give up your full autonomy for anyone. No man does, and no woman really does either. So if it comes to the backbone of the community having to fall down and crumble, that's when we'll see who rises up. But it's never happened before. There's never been the ability of the black woman to completely fall and crumble to her knees because it just can't happen. You see what I'm saying? And that's what women are upset about. Like I always have to be strong, but you don't. If you were to, allow something, I mean, it's a controlling person that thinks that they can make everything okay all the time. And I'm talking about myself
okay.
because I want things to be okay all the time. I don't want people to be sad. I don't want nobody to be upset with me. I don't want people to hurt. I don't want nothing to be bad for anyone, but I can't control that. The things that I do to try to control that hurt me. So
Mm,
I've just recently found that you just let it collapse. And then the pieces that are supposed to be built back up will be. And that's the thing. It's the interim. It's that time lapse, that time there where we have to allow things to work in our favor. And that's the thing about it is black women feel like they can't let that control go, and that's it. But you can't because again, whatever you let go, something or someone will be there to pick up those pieces because they're gonna have to get picked up. We think that we can't make mistakes. We think that we can't do this, and we think that we can't do that. We have to have something to fall back on, but there's literally nothing to fall back on. Everything that we build for ourselves, we build from the ground up. And if I mean, you try to have a redundancy there for support, but there's no guarantee. So the stress and worry of trying to worry about that is where we all fail and go crazy. We don't have to. We need each other. We're the only ones that can build each other up from where we fell down to because we know the circumstances. That's why I feel that some of these relationships don't work. It's because nobody wants to let anything fall.
I don't know. Me personally, and I totally get what you're saying. Like, that's why, like, thankfully, I do have a strong support system.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have faith. My faith is very important to me, and that has definitely helped me. Because if you know anything about me in these last couple years, Lord Jesus knows it's been rough. There's been some rough times. But like I be in the Bible, baby. I be in the Bible. I be praying. Like, cause I'm like it says when I am weak, he is strong, and baby, I need his strength because
Yep.
I ain't strong like that. Mm-mm.
None of us are.
It's kind of like, I know it's kind of like funny, but it was something, I think it's like a meme or something that was like, Lord, will you get me off the strong list?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seek the Lord when I need strength because I don't always have it. And I'm one of those people that people do come to me about a lot of stuff. And I just be like, okay, like I try to help when I can. And when I can't, I pray for people. I take it to God. I take it to the Lord and I pray for you. And, that's what it is because but not everybody has what but not everybody has that faith. Not everybody has a strong support system. Like, not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have a lot of these things. Like, I do have a strong set of women around me. Like my mama, shout out to my mama, especially if she watching. um I do have, a lot of strong women around me. And also I have some men. I'm not, I definitely have some men around me as well. um that have help, but not everybody has that. So when you have to fall you know on yourself and you don't have faith, you don't have support, like, you crumble.
Yeah.
you,
And that's the thing though. You you got to go back to your roots. I'm sorry, when you at your worst.
yeah.
We don't know if this man is at his worst or not. And then I'm just telling you that whatever mistakes he's made in the past, he shouldn't be judged for that. That's the one reason that keeps the men away from our women, is because they get judged. They do. For whatever mistakes they make, they get judged and talked about like they shouldn't have done it. Well, they did it.
but
And
I want to correct you. I want to, well, I'm not correcting you. You got a right to your own opinion. What I want to say is that, as a person that likes to take accountability for my own actions, and even parts of things that I know are not completely my fault, even if I had just 1% of, issue in it, then I take accountability for it. A lot of We all make mistakes. We all are flawed people,
mm-hmm.
and we all need mercy and grace. We all need it. So it's not that black men can't get it from black women, but it's like, but if we need it, we can't turn to you. So it's
How do you
hard to
know?
try. I'm just saying, like, in some situations, not all situations are like this, but I'm just saying, if
Right.
I can't come to you, then why do you feel so comfortable coming to me when I can't depend on you? Like, but that goes, both ways. That goes, if a man is always there for a woman and a woman can't be there for him, it goes the same way. Like, so I think, to me, that's the problem. that's why people get backlash because of that particular reason, of the fact that you always expecting to go back to your roots, for to you to come back to black women, or per se, in a lot of situations, or black men, or because black men say that as well. Like, they say, like, they'll, women go out, have all these kids, and then the next thing they do, come back to a good black man. So it kind of works the same way. But what I'm saying is that, like, it's hard to be, to me, I would think, like, it's hard to be um accepting to someone that was never accepting to you.
I think there's so many different things you could say because I have heard, both sides where, women say, then when I hear played around with the white woman, even Beyonce said that, and then they try to come back to me. You better go back to Becky with the good hair. What they say, but nah, it's different things. Like people they don't communicate with each other to understand what their needs are clearly, and women that go out here and have all these babies with different men, so that they're looking for that in each one of those men, and they haven't been able to find that. And then when they find that, unfortunately, they have all these, you know. But just because they have these kids, men cannot treat them as if they're not worthy. If
And
you decide to
I
move
didn't
out
say that.
here,
I didn't say they
no, no,
not
but
to
they
treat them.
do. What they do is they say that, now you want to settle down with a good man after you done had all these kids out here. Well, yeah, she's been looking for that in those men, and now she's found that in you, and now you're saying that she can't be or behave a certain way or doesn't have the right to do this and that because ain't no other man gonna want her. Like that's what people say. Like no other man's gonna want you with all these kids. Like this is how they do that, and then they sit there and they deal with behaviors and think less, disrespect because they feel like that's true, which is not.
Mm. I think everybody, don't get it wrong. I think every person, no matter where they are in their life, or what stage, or how they feel, or whatever, they're worthy of love. Worthy of love, and they're worthy of respect. I'm just saying that you have to also be at a point in your life that you're able to give love and respect back.
Back. Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's yeah. If
yeah.
you
So that's
expect it, you need to
basically
be able
what
to
I'm
give it.
saying. Like, I don't think I don't necessarily think he should get bashed, but I also don't think that, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a black man. I don't want to know what the black man is going through. I would never discredit what a black man is going through, but black men and other people cannot also discredit what black women are going through. Black women be going through a lot, and they don't have nobody rides for them.
I'm gonna tell you what black men's problem and what black women's problems are. Black men's problem is they listen to other black men, and black women's problems they listen to other black women. And that's the bottom line. This dude said on Clubhouse one day, he was like, you this girl, she's like, you can't tell me as a female what a man wants, what my man wants, what any man wants. You can't tell me. The only person really that can tell me is the person that I want it from.
Exactly, that's true.
And then and I'm saying, so I can give opinions all day, but I know for a fact what is to be true is that the only person that can tell you how to deal with what you're dealing with is the person that you want to be dealt with. I don't know. I said it made sense in my head, but whoever you want it from is the only person that's gonna be able to tell you specifically what they need. And if
Yeah.
they're being honest and truthful with you, they will tell you that if that's what they want. But you have people that have ulterior motives and uh, people that are out here using and abusing people, and that's why people aren't being vulnerable. Like I can honestly tell you that some of my relationships would have worked out if I had been a more open and vulnerable. But I don't know what you need this information for. I'm suspect of everyone. Why do you want to know my personal bit? Why do you need this? How is this going to help and be?
Let me ask you this question, though. Let me ask you this question, and especially I'm asking you this question because you date women. So,
Mm-hmm,
um, obviously your best friend is Jasmine, which is a woman.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Don't you feel comfortable with having some of these conversations with her about,
No,
like, how you feel like for, like, or other women? You
mm-mm.
don't. I don't believe it.
Well, I don't. We don't. We discuss how I feel about situations, but we don't discuss how I feel about the specific person.
No. I'm not
Because
saying like. I'm saying like. But aren't you like? Aren't there certain things that you tell her that like are vulnerable or put you in a position to be vulnerable? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, I do, but I don't want to. Like I mean,
But you
because
do, but that's what
I
I'm saying. But because you do that to her, I know you obviously know her for a long time and you trust her and all that stuff. But I'm saying,
right.
like, to me, because you are, you do have a best friend that is a woman and you date women that to me, I would think, I'm totally maybe wrong based on what you're
I
saying. I'm
don't
totally
bounce
wrong.
stuff off of her. No.
No. I'm not saying that you bounce
Uh,
anything off of her, but I'm just saying to me, it seems like it might be easier for you to be vulnerable to with another woman
mm,
anyway.
mm-mm. Let me
Okay.
tell you why. Because
So
the
like
things
you'll be more
that I
vulnerable
do.
with like one of your guy friends than you would with I'm asking.
No,
So you're not vulnerable
I
with
don't tell.
anybody.
I don't tell. I don't know. I don't tell my business because I feel
Okay.
like I mean, if I tell what I need to tell,
Okay.
you know about me on a need to know basis. If
Okay.
I'm dealing with something, if I can't deal with it myself, and I must seek her advice or anybody else advisement under for anything, I'm going to leave out a lot, which is why I don't get good
Okay.
advice. Because I don't want to open myself up, for anything like that. And I've done that in relationships as well. I'm not saying it's right, but I need to know the reason why. If you can give me a good reason why you need information like that from me, then okay. If I feel like you're gonna use that against me, like I don't like I'm guarded, and I have a right to be guarded, but I am very guarded with my heart and my emotions because I've given it to people that did not deserve it. So I'm very careful with what I share based on fear of you judging me or not being able to understand where I'm coming from. It can be any situation, but with my family, people that I consider my family,
Yeah.
I'm able to relax a little bit, but it's still not like it's still not 100%. Like I went through a whole lot of stuff, dealing with a lot of stuff. I did unnecessary stress because didn't want to reveal my business to my family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
it's a lot of stuff that I brought on myself. So I'm working on that. And I think people need to be more vulnerable. But I think the fact that we judge people or everybody ends up knowing our business or people feel some type of way, it can mess up relationships. What people know about you,
Yeah.
and
I
you know what I'm saying. And so it's scary. It really is. And it's if people could be 100% genuine at all times, this world will not be in the case that it's in. But you can't be, and
I don't
it's sad.
I don't think you I think you can like there's
Mm.
people in my life, like, of course I don't. I tell my mom a lot, but I don't tell her a lot. Like some things, no, I'm just not gonna be
Yes,
having
you
this
do.
conversation with. I would much rather have I will. I'm not gonna have a conversation with little man, but I will much rather have the conversation with little man than my mama. I tell you that right now. But like when it comes to my friends and when it comes to like people in a relationship with and things like that, like I don't mind, like because I want you to see the full me. You see what I'm saying? Like I want you to see the full me because I don't want it to be like later down the road you be surprised about my actions or how I move or something like that. No, like I don't mind being transparent. I don't mind being vulnerable. So to me it doesn't necessarily bother me. Um Obviously my friends know, a lot more. Bree knows a lot about me.
Hmm.
And it just is what it is. So I don't have any issues. I don't feel that like I also don't feel like anything that I tell her I know it's not walking around and traveling everywhere. Just like anything she tells me is not walking around and traveling anywhere, it stays with me. So it's not, to me it's not a big deal. um but I know a lot of people don't have that same support basically, or that
Well, I
same
mean,
amount of vulnerability that they can have, or transparency and all that stuff, because you do have to be careful about how someone's gonna feel, how if something gets back. Like luckily for me, I want to say without a shadow of a doubt that most of the people, and let me knock on some wood, baby, most of the people that I encounter in my life and or in my life and in my circle, I don't really have that fear of. Because if I had that fear, I just wouldn't tell you anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just wouldn't be vulnerable with you and transparent with you. But that's just how I
It's
see it.
I see in my situation, I'm very open and revealing about what I say. It's just that I know how to hold back when I feel like I don't, because I don't want to be embarrassed. That's one of
Mm,
my biggest fears and things that I have to deal with is being embarrassed because I don't want people being like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like
yeah.
that. And I get that from my mama. She's the same way, and I'm working on that because when you stop giving a fuck what people think, excuse me, your life will change. And it's hard though, and especially with somebody that you love, you do not want them to see you a different. Like, let's just say in my marriage,
Okay.
I started holding back because I felt like she was gonna judge everything I did and said, and I stopped telling her stuff and stopped letting her in on something and decisions that I decided to make because everything turned into a fucking discussion, and then that discussion is going to turn into an argument. So I didn't feel comfortable with letting her know how I felt about a lot of stuff, you know, as it pertained to me.
Okay.
Now I had plenty to say as it pertained to her, but when it pertained to myself, I didn't, I wasn't, I didn't feel comfortable, and then we both felt that way. She didn't feel comfortable telling me stuff because she felt like I was gonna, come at her with this, and this, which is true, and that's what it turned out to be. But that in that situation, we were not the people for each other. So that that's the thing,
But you're also a Gemini, and she's an Aquarius, so I'm just
and that
saying
does
that
not
probably
work. That
that.
is not. And
Mm,
then, girl, I never
mm,
thought,
mm.
never thought. I don't get along with none of the rest of the air signs. Libra and Aquarius, they are not for me. If you are a Libra or Aquarius woman, I don't want you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to make friends with you. I don't want nothing because we cannot get along. Other Gemini, it's a little rough because we're so much alike and both of us stubborn. And when I see me looking at me, I be ready to fight me. Like, dang, that's me. But I swear, boy, I was slap me in my mouth. Like, now I see, dating a Gemini had me realize how I see how people react to me the way they do because I would, sometimes I can shut the fuck up. Or I should, but I
Yeah.
don't, and I don't care. We can fight. I don't care. And, I mean, that's just the way it is. That's how I had. But I got slapped in the face with that by dating a
Mm.
Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Like it really slapped me in the face. Like I'm like
You mean a
this.
Gemini or Aquarius?
No, Gemini. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay,
about. I
okay.
just that girl was a Gemini, and
You
I
know,
swear
y'all Gemini is
she.
different.
We might be. I can say that. I can see why now people say it's difficult to date us because sometimes we just don't give a damn,
Y'all
and
two people.
sometimes
It's the two people
it's
part.
not two
It's the
people.
two
It's
people.
it's the I
It's
don't
the
give
two
like
people.
no. I
It's
think I
the two
think people
people.
that date Gemini's get
It's the
over
two people.
over. I think they get over concerned, not concerned, but like you really think you value your opinion values more than it really does. Like you can tell us something, and we were like, the whole time it's like, and it's not two people. It's that sometimes we can deal with you, and sometimes we can't. It ain't us. It's y'all. Like you have to check the level of bullshit you coming at us with.
Okay.
Like think about it. No, I'm just saying, think about it. Is it really that serious? I just heard something this guy said, changing your heart by changing your mind. In this book that I just listened to, because I listen to like books every like I'm seriously, I got a problem with that in sports right now. But the man said, does it have to be said? Does it have to be said right now? And does it have to be said by me? Those are the things. Now I wrote that down years ago and put it in my wallet because I want to pull it out and say,
That's
does it have to
actually
be said?
similar wording is um at the part. I can't remember exactly, but it's actually like four things. Like, is it positive? Is it helpful or something like that? But like that's at the part. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but yeah, similar
No.
sentiments.
Listen, bottom line is respect others and respect yourself. And you're gonna have to decide. It's not gonna always be the same priority every time. You're gonna have to choose one or the other each time. but don't sell yourself short too much,
Yeah.
because you have to think of the greater good in most things. That's real shit.
And
But you also have to respect your own feelings.
I also want to say that I think also like it's kind of like the same way when people um only come to you when they are like devastated, but like none of the good like. But anytime they're having like a good moment, they don't come to you. But every
Right.
time they're having a bad moment, that's when they come to you. Like that gets draining to people. Like that
Mm-hmm.
that is a lot. That is a lot for people. So I don't know, but that's just how I feel about it. Like the whole Jeezy comments and stuff like that. So, but it's getting late, so we need to just go ahead and wrap it up.
What
Um,
taught you? What they taught you this week, girl?
so of course I am going to reference a lovely movie that has taught me something. I was watching none other than Legally Blonde the other day.
Okay, I can
None
respect
other.
that. I can respect that. That's a good movie.
And what I realized about Legally Blonde, and I think this works for a lot of people, like works for people like social media influencers, like whatever genre, whatever you're doing in your life, do it in your own way. Don't ever let someone else's path define your path. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish it may not look the same way as someone else's. Like they may have they may go down a straight path. They may go down a little zigzag. Yours may be like little dots. Like it just started, stop, start, stop. Like whatever it is, just do it your own way. And that's what I
Yeah.
kind of liked about the movie is the fact that like the things that she knew, obviously it's fictional or anything, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things that
Please,
she
please don't do the things that she did
but no,
in
I'm just
Harvard.
saying
Okay.
like the things that she like, the whole, the perm thing, um a
The
lot of the
bend and
things that
snap.
a lot of things that she did it her way.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do it the traditional let me be a lawyer way. She did it in a way that played up to her strengths. And a lot of
That's
times
right.
we're playing up to other people's
Other
strengths
people.
that are
Yep.
not ours. And so I
Exactly.
think that's very important to play up to your own strengths. Do what's right, but do it in the way that shows your personality, shows your ability, shows your talents. And
That's
I
right.
believe that you true to yourself, and that also helps. Like she was happy.
Mm-hmm. But the thing
She was
about it
happy.
is that it showcases her unique style. But let's also understand that she had a very rich father. That if she hadn't made a mistake, it would have been covered. But it really speaks to the uniqueness of people. Like we all have a uniqueness, but we all
Mm-hmm.
fall victim to formality, and that's me all the way. I have a very unique personality type, but I fall victim to formality. Then I hate to conform. You know what I'm saying? So I have, that's my problem.
Yeah.
I have a problem with not being able to be myself constantly, especially in the work environment. But she had found a way to make how her personality was work for her.
Mm-hmm.
She still did the work.
Mm-hmm.
She still did the work when she got to Harvard. Because I'm telling you, shout out to Harvard because that's my favorite school of all time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah. So she still did the work, but she didn't conform to everything that they thought. Like everybody thought she should do this. Oh, you shouldn't do this. But she did it and she succeeded. People
Yeah.
had never seen that before. Sometimes it is shock value that gets people to wake up and everything. Now, while I said I don't recommend any people applying to Harvard do the things that she did to get into Harvard, um, but I do recommend that once you do get in, you do the work that she did to make sure that she was able to stay there. And nobody can take that away from her, which I really think that Legally Blonde was a very, very good movie.
It felt
And
empowering. It felt empowering. It felt like you can, if you set your mind to something and you go for it, you can accomplish it. And
and
that's what a lot of people need to know.
I think the title would have been the same, or there should be a spinoff called Legally Black, to where you
Okay.
maintain. I mean, if you honestly thought about the pathway that some of these we're gonna call multi-level executive black people have gotten to, they haven't maintained themselves the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I wish that somebody would be able to maintain themselves the entire time and get to where they are without being judged, without being held back, without being overlooked or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like that movie could have literally been called Legally Black, and the shock value, like the first blonde non-lawyer person or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that got into Harvard law, like, because I think the next one she got into Harvard law, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but it's like,
No, well, that was Harvard Law in that one. She was an
yeah, because
actual
she had
lawyer
already
on Legally
undergrad.
Blonde too.
Yeah,
She
that's
was an
right. All right.
actual
So she was
lawyer
an
in Legally
undergrad
Blonde.
going to Harvard Law. So yeah. So I mean, getting into that is major. So
And,
I can understand that. Good pick. Good pick.
yeah, and I also saw Legally Blonde too as well because
Yeah,
you can't
they're
see
both
one without
good.
the other. You can't
That
see
should
one
be a
without the
third
other.
one. I think that should be a third one with her daughter being grown now, but it's okay.
They actually do have one where is it Legally Blonde? I feel like it is. I could
I
be
don't think
wrong.
so.
I don't know what it's called though. Maybe Legally
Hmm.
Blonde 3, but anyway. But this is episode this is episode 34 in the books. This is your girl Spicy K.
And I'm your girl TK.
And we're the
Mwah.
ops, we're telling it all, and we are out of here.
We'll see you next week.